or something out there that we just don't fucking know about yet. Kind of like with the HIV virus. We're almost damn certain that the government's got a cure for that shit. They just ain't let the shit out because doctors will lose money. What's for breakfast? Probably some hot dogs and macaroni and cheese. to be honest. I don't know, unless this fucking Italian over here wants to fucking whip something up. I don't fucking know. We got some concoctions. I gotta go to the grocery store. Anyway. It's fucking crazy people. Alright, so
hot dog and cheese, how much?
So before we go into before we get into this Trump thing where we're talking about shithole countries, let's get a little bit of American Warrior started by Stephen Hives and Red Con one of Dangerous Grounds Network's official sponsors. Here we go.
Yeah. Stephen Hives, Red Con 1, Afghanistan in June. I got my boy Soldier Hard on the beat, you know what I'm saying? Say homie, they wanna know what an American warrior is. Yeah. Anybody that served in the United States military honorably. Yeah, you dig? Yeah. I said I never quit fighting. Looking at the enemy, I'll never be frightened. My country on my chest, multi-cam on my vest. They done put me through the test, now I put Taliban to rest. Walking with pride, I got a lot I gotta prove. I'm a soldier, a warrior, homie, it's what I do. Got a license to protect and a duty to defend. When I ain't fighting for our country, I motivate with this pen. Been holding it down since 2007. Fry the enemy like bacon, and I ain't talking about Kevin. In my M-rap, I stay strapped. Extra rounds in my backpack. If they shooting at us, we shooting back. Yeah, dog, it's like that. What you know about IEDs? Killing our soldiers overseas. I signed up, no questions asked. They ain't even have to ask me. Now I'm here and I'm fighting proud. Homie, I'm a soldier. Rifle at the ready with my flag on my shoulder. I'm a soldier, a warrior, a member of the team. Serve the people of the United States by any means. I would never accept defeat. I never quit trying. I never let a fellow comrade fall behind. I stand ready to deploy and engage. I'm a guardian of freedom in the American way. I'm a warrior, an American warrior. I'm a warrior, yeah, American warrior. Okay, let's get it in for the women and servicemen. I came prepared and brought my game like ESPN, yeah. 30 round magazine fully loaded. Gassing on the beat, I said my flow so bloated. I can make any track slap like a bad husband. It's like I'm spitting liquor, by the way, I keep the fams buzzing. I ain't worried about the outcome, the message gon' be clear. You can hate it or love it, but your freedom is still here. Cause the warriors like me that's fighting for you overseas. The 249s, M4s, and M16s. We don't do this for the money, dog, believe that. We want support, not pity, we don't need that. So if you won't stand behind us, then feel free to stand in front. You can tell that to the tankers and the grunts. I bet you won't. Some people don't realize how much we sacrifice. We the reason that you sleeping good at night. Enough said. I'm a soldier, a warrior, a member of the team. Serve the people of the United States by any means. I will never accept defeat. I never quit trying. I never let a fellow comrade fall behind. I stand ready to deploy and engage. I'm a guardian of freedom in the American way. I'm a warrior, an American warrior. I'm a warrior, an American warrior.
Take my hand, everybody, while I take you on a tour with me. I'ma tell y'all how it is and y'all how it be. If I fight, you see traces flying hella near. I used to scream hella loud on the battlefield. Always ready, yeah, red gun when we fight all, yeah, these colors just don't run. I remember when we left Camp Taji on Route 10, plus surrounded by the Haji. A firefight broke out, straight pandemonium. All of us letting loose, all of us busting guns. We saw the Haji drop, we sent the motor hell. And we ain't get here once, yeah, we still hell. For whiskey, American warrior, we ain't never scared hell, nah, we will bury ya. We fight hard, that's the oath of American. We waiting for the call, y'all to get sent again.
I'm a soldier, a warrior, a member of the team. Serve the people of the United States by any means. I would never accept defeat. I never quit trying. I never let a fellow comrade fall behind. I stand ready to deploy and engage. I'm a
myself on mute. That's fucked up. All right, little Stephen Hobbs with American Warrior. All right, so here's a question. What do you think about the shithole countries? Do you think Donald Trump should have made that remark? They should have kept his mouth shut? Or do you think, as always, the left side fucking liberal media is taking bits and pieces out of somebody's conversation and trying to use it to flip around on them? Of course, we go through that shit every motherfucking day. Even I do my fucking self. People want to take bits and pieces of conversations and try to use it to bang somebody's reputation, reparability, you know, who they are, what they're doing stuff for, instead of, oh shit, there's my honey. Hey, baby. So, shithole countries. You know, I get that off of the opinion that, you know, they're undeveloped countries that doesn't have the resources they need, that doesn't have the supplies they need, maybe not even the education that they need. But it's, you know, it's like, I don't know, just, and this is just for instance, you know, I'll take anything I say to heart, but like Africa. If you're out there in the middle of the freaking jungle in Africa, and I'm talking about white, black, Asian, whatever, you know, this goes for all races, all genders. You know, if you're sitting there and you're hunting for your food and you don't have enough and you're trying to farm and you're not living in the best environment, you know, you're probably not going to prosper very well. You know, maybe even be a drain on the whole country's economy at some point, because the country has to step up and raise taxes in other places to help get those funds to be able to support you, rather than not. You know, to where other cities within the country, you know, may be populated, may be flourishing, may have cities built, you know, buildings built and whatnot. You know, he was not talking about, you know, countries just being a shithole or being a dirtbag. In other words, he literally meant the undeveloped countries in the world who could take, like Iraq, and you know, Iraq is a fucking perfect one. It's a shithole. It's nasty. They're gotta call a spade a spade. There you go. That's what I'm talking about, Chris. You know, it's hard. You know, the dirt is like fucking stone when it's dry. When it rains, it's like fucking pudding. It's fucking weird. You know, it stinks. Their water is fucking teal. I mean, it's not even somewhat bluish green like we have here. I know teal's kind of bluish green, but you know what I'm fucking talking about, especially the ones who've been there, like myself. You know, it's fucked up looking. And the water supply and whatnot is so bad that if you've never ate their own food, trust me, when you eat it, get ready to fucking feel sick as fuck. I did that shit one time and I'll never fucking do it again. Ate that shit and then turn around, it had me shitting for hours. So, just saying. You know, that's what we're talking about. You know, if this country would to drill and start pumping the oil out of their country and start selling it to other countries, Iraq could flourish. You know, it could bring money back into its economy and help its people out and whatnot. But they're so fucking wrapped up in their jihad fucking Allah bullshit, you know, trying to cut off the head of the infidels who don't believe, which it says in its Quran. You know, if you're not a believer, you must be beheaded, for you are the infidel. That's bullshit. You know, you do what you do in your country. Leave my fucking head out of it, because you definitely ain't getting it. But, you know, that's what he's talking about. It's like shithole countries of places that just don't care to bring itself up in the economy and help its own people out. You know, if you're a country or whatnot within, or a city, and you're not willing to help your own people out, you're not willing to do the work that is sitting right there in front of you, yeah, you're a shithole. It's plain and simple. If you're not willing to help your people flourish and to bring some kind of economic growth, you know, to the working man and the working woman, to be able to better the schools for the children so they can learn more and be more productive as they grow up, and even the elderly needs help. You got to have nice homes and stuff like that for them, because they're not always able to have the loving help of a family member, which, you know, like my son told me that I'll never have to worry about staying in a retirement home. He'll move my ass into his house, and which he's actually in the bed asleep right now too. So, you know, that's what I think he was talking about as far as when it comes to shithole countries. You know, what you think, Chris? You know, you've had experience overseas and stuff like that. So have you, Ryan. You know, what's y'all's take on the whole shithole countries? You know, me in my opinion, I think it's just a left side liberal took, you know, part of a conversation and didn't want to take the whole thing just to make his ass look bad. You know, just saying, don't just be old folks. You know, I actually, you know, and this is something everybody should do anyway, but the VA up in Charlotte, they do have their old folks home, and, you know, got some free time or whatnot, man. Everybody should stop by an old folks home, regardless if it's a VA home or not, man, and sit around with those ladies and gentlemen and, you know, show some love. Because, I mean, their families are probably not around or whatnot no more, which is 9 times out of 10 what happens whenever you're in an old folks home. You know, is you just don't have family around. So, you got somewhere or whatnot. And I agree with you, Ron. It's fake news. Because no good use for the truth. And that's and that is the truth. They do not want to say anything about the truth or whatnot because it's not going to do any good to stir the fucking pot and increase their ratings. And go suck a damn monkey's dick. Just saying. So, you have worked in the VA home, Shell. Well, how'd you like it? You know, do you get a lot more people coming in because they don't have any family left, or do you have more people coming in because their family just can't take care of them? You know, and that could be a thing too. And that's, you know, I'm 6'6". You know, I'm a big dude. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Now my son's not no little boy himself. He's up there, and you know, he's strong. He's got an arm behind him. I think he could take care of me, but you know, somebody like my daughter, I'm not too sure. You know, granted, I don't want them to have to wipe my ass whenever I get older. If it comes to that, then yes, put me in a home, please. But, you know, if I was a fall or something like that, I think my son could get me up to where my daughter might have a little trouble. But, you know, she's tall. She's a strapping little lady, you know. I think my honey bun, I think my love bug, you know, I think she'd be able to get me up, you know. She's 5'3" with a lot of power. As me and Ryan like to say, we got that power. Oh, fucking Keith over here in the background laughing his ass off. Fucking retard. Oh, shit.
I had to laugh at you before I picked you up.
What's that?
I have to laugh at you first, then pick you up.
And see, this motherfucker over here talking about he's going to laugh at me first before he picks me up. How fucking wrong is that?
I get it on America's Funniest Home Videos.
V don't fucking show no more, damn it. See, the motherfucker going to toss me underneath the bus and tell me he's going to laugh at me before he picks me up. Then put it on America's Funniest Videos. Ha, ha, ha. Funny. Suck it, dick. I'm picking. Saturday's fuckery. So, I mean, yeah, and, you know, I bet it is, but, you know, these guys, you know, I went and sat down with a couple of guys at a VA retirement home, and, you know, it's really epic to hear some of these guys' stories. You know, the things that they got to say from their military service of where they've been, what they've seen and stuff, and, you know, I even had one guy tell me that, you know, some of the things that he did say, which I won't repeat, but, you know, he confided to me that he hadn't told anybody. I know you do, sweetheart. You are Supergirl, my little country. Shit. So, I think we pretty much decided that, you know, Trump's statement was not racist. It wasn't mean to, it wasn't meant to bash anybody. You know, that's Trump being Trump. You know, me personally, that's the reason why I voted for him, because of who the man is and the way he acts and the way he takes care of things. I don't need him to change. You know, fuck the being politically correct bullshit. I think we're past that now. You know, this day and age, the political correctness, you know, if it hurts your feelings, I'm sorry. If you don't like the president, there's a boat and a plane waiting for your ass. Don't let the door hit